What if I told you the Falcons just let a game-changer walk right past them, and now they're regretting it big time? The kind of player that could have transformed this entire defense, gone. And now fans are demanding answers. The 2025 offseason was supposed to be the turning point. But instead, Atlanta may have just missed their biggest shot. Falcons Nation, hold on tight. Because what you're about to hear might just make your blood boil, and it starts with one name, DJ Reed. Alright Falcons fans, let's talk. Because this offseason, it was supposed to be the one where everything changed. After the heartbreak and chaos of 2024, we were promised something different, something bigger. Head coach Raheem Morris and GM Terry Fontenot came out strong, saying they were ready to build a winning team. A team that could finally take control of the NFC South. But now that the dust is settling, what did we really get? Some moves. Sure, they brought in solid veterans like Leonard Floyd, Divine Debereaux, and Morgan Fox. All decent names. Good locker room guys. But let's be honest, are those the kind of moves that scare the Saints, the Bucks, or even the Panthers? Do they scream, "This is our year"? Not exactly. Now, don't get me wrong, there was one major move that did get fans fired up. Atlanta made a huge coaching change. They let go of defensive coordinator Jimmy Lake and brought in Jeff Olrich, the brilliant mind behind the Jets' shutdown defense. That move had real potential. His Jets' defense last season was no joke. Quarterbacks feared it. Receivers couldn't breathe. It was physical, smart, and aggressive. And we hoped he'd bring that same fire to Atlanta. But here's the twist, and this one hurts. There was one player from that Jets defense that Olrich knew well. A player who could have followed him to Atlanta. A player who could have changed everything for this Falcons secondary. But instead, he signed somewhere else. We're talking about cornerback DJ Reed, the lockdown defender who just signed a 3-year, $48 million deal with the Detroit Lions. That's right. The Falcons didn't even make a real push. And now, they're watching a star they could have had go rebuild another defense across the NFC. Let that sink in. We brought in the coach, but let the soldier get away. And Falcons Nation, this one stings bad. So now it's your turn, Falcons fans, speak up. Drop a comment below. What's the one move you think Atlanta absolutely had to make this offseason? Do you think missing DJ Reed was a mistake, or are we still on the right track? Rate your confidence in this roster from 1 to 10. Let's hear it. Because this season is coming fast, and every move matters. Let's talk facts, Falcons fans. Atlanta already has one of the best young corners in the entire NFL, AJ Terrell, a true lockdown defender. For years now, Terrell has been the backbone of this Falcons secondary. No matter who lines up across from him, he holds his ground. He's fearless, physical, and reliable. That's what great defenses are built around. And last season, the Falcons tried to give him some help. They paired him with veteran Mike Hughes, and to be fair, Hughes stepped up. He played well enough to earn himself a 3-year, $18 million contract extension. Solid move, right? Sure, solid. But solid doesn't win championships. Not when you're facing quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield in Tampa or Derek Carr in New Orleans. Not when your division is loaded with weapons like Mike Evans, Chris Olave, and Malik Neighbors. Atlanta needed more than solid, they needed dangerous. And that's why DJ Reed should have been the guy. This man isn't just another cornerback. He's a certified baller, a proven, high-level starter who's been shutting down top receivers in the AFC. Pairing Reed with Terrell would have given Atlanta one of the most terrifying cornerback duos in the entire league. Two elite defenders locking down both sides of the field? That's how you make quarterbacks panic before the snap. Now, picture this. Terrell on one side, Reed on the other. Jesse Bates 3 and Justin Simmons, 2 all-pro safeties, locking down the deep end. And in front of them, a rebuilt, hungry front seven with guys like Leonard Floyd and Divine Debereaux flying at the quarterback. That right there, that's not just a defense. That's a nightmare. That's a top 5 unit in the making. But instead of making that dream a reality, the Falcons let it slip away. While DJ Reed signs with the Detroit Lions for $48 million over 3 years, we're sitting here wondering what could have been. This was Atlanta's moment to strike, to give new defensive coordinator Jeff Olrich his guy, a player he personally coached in New York and knew inside and out. Reed could have walked into this defense already knowing the system. No learning curve. No adjustment period. Just plug and play domination. And this isn't just about talent on the field. DJ Reed is a leader, a high-character player. The kind of presence you want in your locker room when the chips are down. And after last year's injury-riddled chaos, the Falcons could have used exactly that: someone steady, experienced, and hungry to win. Let's be clear, Reed wasn't a luxury. He was the missing piece. And now he's gone. But it gets worse, because this missed opportunity comes at a time when the Falcons simply can't afford to swing and miss. Injuries, inconsistency, and a lack of defensive identity have haunted this team for years. And just when they had the chance to turn the page, they froze. Let's be real, Falcons fans. It's time we talk about the risk Atlanta just took and why it could blow up in their faces. Here's the cold, harsh truth. This secondary is hanging by a thread. One injury. That's all it takes. Just one. Last season, we saw what happened when things went south. Remember that brutal game against the Broncos, when the Falcons walked in short-handed at cornerback? Denver sliced us up like a Thanksgiving turkey. The defense was falling apart, and the secondary looked helpless. Quarterback Bo Nix had a field day. It was embarrassing, and it exposed just how thin this unit really is. Now let's talk about 2025. On paper, you've got AJ, Terrell, and Mike Hughes starting again. Solid guys. But here's the problem. If either of them goes down, the Falcons are in trouble. Serious trouble. Because behind them, it's unproven depth, young players still learning, still developing. And when you're facing elite offenses twice a year in the NFC South, that's not good enough. This is why DJ Reed would have changed everything. With Reed in the mix, Terrell doesn't have to carry the load alone. Mike Hughes becomes a valuable backup, not a starter forced into tough matchups. That kind of depth keeps your defense stable, even if injuries hit. And in a physical league like the NFL, injuries will happen. But now, the Falcons are rolling the dice. They're hoping for perfect health. They're hoping the starters stay strong. But let's be honest, hope is not a strategy. And now, with the Jalen Ramsey trade shaking up the market, the window to grab a high-level corner has slammed shut. The options are gone. Atlanta missed their chance. And now, Raheem Morris and Jeff Olrich are just crossing their fingers. That's not how you build a championship defense. That's how you set yourself up for heartbreak. What could have been a painful vision. Just picture it for a second. AJ, Terrell, and DJ Reed locking down both sides of the field. Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons flying across the back end like heat-seeking missiles. A fired-up front seven starting to click under Olbrich's system. That's not just a solid defense. That's a scary defense. That's a Super Bowl defense. That's a unit that wins playoff games, not just sneaks into the wild card round and hopes for a miracle. But instead of building that dream, Atlanta stood still. And now, they may pay the price. Falcons fans, I want to hear it straight from you. Was passing on DJ Reed the biggest mistake of the offseason? Or should the Falcons have focused elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Rate your confidence in this secondary on a scale of 1 to 10. Be honest. Let's get real about where we stand. And don't miss what's coming next, because there's a massive rumor swirling right now that could shake up this team in ways no one saw coming. Stay locked in. Rise up. The battle isn't over yet.